Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to make a really cool bracelet. It's a beaded wrap bracelet and it's really simple to make. This is the first one I made and it has this Native American figure on it and then it has this loop closure. I love this. It's so tribal and I have my feather clipping to match. Let's see that. I'm just going to tell you the materials that you're going to use and then we can get into the tutorial. All the materials that I'm showing are either from Michael's, Hobby Lobby, or Joann Fabrics. You will definitely need some hemp, which is string, of course. I got this bag from Michael's and it had 3 other colors in it as well. It had this black and this brown. I got this roll from Joann Fabrics. This is a good size to use and there's a lot on here, so if you're going to be making a bunch of bracelets, definitely get a spool of it. You'll also need some glass seed beads. I have this whole palette that I sorted of them. I went crazy buying beads at Hobby Lobby, so you'll see that in the haul that Michael and I did. And I have more beads in here. So I believe these seed beads are 4mm. Just letting you know, these aren't the smallest ones. See, these are the babies, and then they're like the next size up from that. You'll also need 1 button per bracelet and you want it to have the loop on the back. They come in a bunch of different shapes. Here's a glittery ladybug and here's just like a plain yellow one. I think I got a variety pack at Hobby Lobby a while back and I also get them from yard sales. They have buttons everywhere and you can get pretty much any shape, color, size that you want. You'll of course want a pair of scissors to cut your string. This is the size of jump rings that you will want. I got this pack from Hobby Lobby and I got these 50% off. They don't have that sale all the time, but instead of paying $5 a pack, $2.50 is wonderful for a pack of 280 jump rings. Different colors have different amounts of them in them, Yeah. Finally, you will want something to secure the ends of the hemp while you're working with these beads because it can fray. So I use nail polish. It doesn't matter what color because you're going to end up cutting off the ends anyway because you want to cut enough extra so you can tie knots. Otherwise, you can use glue, or if you are careful, you can usually burn the tips with a candle or a match or lighter. Probably not a match, well, whatever. Whatever you want to use, just be careful. And that will help the tips not fray as well. So in this video I'm going to show you how to start off a bracelet and how to tie the end of it. I already have this one that I'm going to show you how to finish off. So this bracelet and this bracelet wrap around my wrist twice, and then this one, which is gorgeous, this one is gold and turquoise. Oh, so pretty. This one is longer and it wraps around my wrist 3 times. You can make them any length you want. Like, you could go ridiculous and make it wrap up your whole arm, which would be dumb. But if you want to, go for it. You just need a lot of string and beads and jump rings. Measuring this is going to depend on your wrist or the person's wrist that you're making it for. And it also depends on if you want to make this wrap around your wrist 1 time or 4 times or anything in between or above. So just start wrapping it around your wrist. You may need someone's help for this if you can't manage to do it on your own. And sorry that this is wobbling. It is a TV tray on carpeting. Take this single strand, wrap it around your wrist however many times you want, add the extra length, and then double that amount. There's twice around my wrist. Then I'll use this as extra length, and then where my finger is, I'm just going to take that and double it up and cut at the end. Now you're going to seal the ends of your string, and I'm going to use nail polish for this. You can also use glue or you can burn them with some fire. But be careful. So I'm just putting it on there, put it on both ends. You don't need a whole lot, just enough to make it stiff, and then make sure that you let it dry for a couple of minutes before you start adding beads. Next, you'll need to choose your color combination of beads, button, a button, and jump rings. I'm going to use this antique copper color. I'm going to use this green oval, and then a mixture of these various green beads here that I got from Hobby Lobby in an assorted pack. Glass beads are not all the same size, so when you're working with these, you probably won't be able to use every single bead, so check out the size of them before you add them on. If you can tell, these beads are from the exact same pack. One is really wide and one is really, really thin, so just try to use beads that are kind of similar or make a pattern with different sizes when you are making these. It's up to you. Grab one end of the string and thread your button onto it. Take the other end of string and you want your button to go down to the middle of the string. Keeping your ends lined up, you're going to form a loop to keep the button secure on here. I'm putting the ends through and pulling down. Make sure that the button stays in the middle, then pull really tightly to keep this knot and button secure. One knot is fine, but I'm going to go ahead and make another one as well. That looks like that. The thing about this is you will need a lot of jump rings because you're going to put one bead, then one jump ring, one bead, and then one jump ring. My wrist is about 6 inches around, so it's a double one, and it has that many. It's possible that this pack of 280 can make you 2 bracelets that wrap doubly around your wrist, depending on your wrist size. Basically, you're going to take one end of the string and a bead. Thread that bead onto the string and all the way down to the knot. So it's right there. Then you're going to let your ends meet and string a jump ring on both of these strings. So see, it's on both strings, and pull that all the way down to the bead. So then you can see which string that you put your bead on. You want to put your next bead on the opposite string. Sorry, that just kind of flung away like Tarzan on a vine. So yeah, I put my bead on the other string and just set it all the way down. There's what it looks like now. And then next step is, you guessed it, join your strings together again and put a jump ring on both of those at the same time. So you're going to repeat these steps for a very, very, very long time. Here's what my bracelet looks like after 8 beads and 8 jump rings. Remember that you alternate between strings every time you add a bead. If you're using specific beads for a pattern, here is a very helpful tip. If you're using an even number of beads, like I'm using 4 different colors of beads, every time this color should be on the same string. So this light green, the next time I put it on, will be on this side, and vice versa with everything that's on here. On this bracelet that I made, I used 5 different colors of beads. So every other time I put it on, it will be a different side. So for instance, if the black is on the right, the first time I string it on, then the next time it comes up in the pattern, it will be on the left. So this will help you to realize if you've messed anything up pattern-wise. Again, you just keep doing this over and over and over, and then you'll get to the end and you'll form a loop. So I'll show you with the bracelet that I already have pretty much done. Oh, it is done except for the string. So here's this bracelet. So this one is kind of a trippy pattern. Not really, it's easy. But I used 5 different colors of beads kind of, but the middle one I always made a different color of the rainbow. So there's a bunch of colors on here, but it's just a 5 bead pattern. Once you reach the desired length, you're going to take your strings and just do a loop like you did at the beginning for a knot. So yeah, take both strings and just kind of reach through. And try to get this knot as close to the bead as possible without pulling too hard, because you want to give them a little bit of breathing room. Make sure that all your beads and jump rings are pretty close together. You don't want a bunch of gaps when you're tying this. Here's my knot. I pulled tight, and then you want to form a loop. Your button needs to be able to fit through it, so that's why this loop has to be perfect size. You can make it bigger and then, you'll be safe, but I like to make it really snug. So you just kind of mess around with it, make sure that your button fits through. And then, here's the tricky part, you have to keep the loop while you're tying it the same size. So, I just kind of wrap it around, maybe put the ends back through. Once I have this loop secure, I split the strings and then tie knots. I tie multiple knots until you feel that it's secure enough. So that's all you're going to do. Once you tie this, you cut off the excess strings, and honestly, if you tie them tight enough, they will stay. You don't have to worry about putting anything on it. But if you want to be sure that it's going to stay, you can dab nail polish or glue on the ends to make it more sturdy. And that's how you make a awesome beaded wrap bracelet. Woohoo! Here's what my turquoise one looks like on me. Beautiful. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. As I said with the Jello shake video, go ahead and post pictures on Instagram, tag me at Hope Glimmers, and I will be sure to look at them. Or tweet me pictures on Twitter or add them to my Facebook fan page. If you make this bracelet, post pictures of this bracelet and send it to me, because I'd love to see which ones you make and what colors you use and what buttons you use. And yeah, check out all of my other links in the down bar. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And you guys have a great rest of the day. I will see you soon. Bye. And I also, don't quote me on it. Oh, there's Michael on the phone. He texted me. Okay. If you can tell. Ooh, I looked blurry for a second.